Hey everybody, Rob Booker here. Been a trader for 17 years and primarily a currency trader and a commodities trading advisor for a while. Now I just manage my own money and I teach other people about my experiences. And you already know that because this is a membership video. I don't need to say all that crap. Hey everybody, nice to see you again. This is day 3 of our focus on Ray Dalio's book Principles, which I recommend that you get. There should be a link to that book below. We talked about setting clear goals yesterday, and today I want to talk about the importance of flexibility and accountability when it comes to setting goals and starting out on the road to identify, correctly anyway, problems. One of the most important elements right after I set a goal is to dedicate myself to flexibility and accountability. Now, I haven't always phrased it this way, but reading the book Principles has really changed the way that I think about this stuff. Now, these two things are really important. Now, think about it. You've just set a goal, let's say, to take 10 trend trades in a month, like I've just set. Now, it's important to remain flexible and to be accountable. And here's what I mean by these two things as it relates to trading. Number one, flexibility means that as experiences come along the way over the course of this month while I'm looking for these trend trades, that as I experience reality, that I am willing to change course or alter the way that I'm doing things in order to still achieve the goal. In other words, if my goal is to take 10 trades that are trend-related trades, I'm not even really sure that it matters if all of those trades come with the same exact system. I have to let experiences come to me and say, listen, what you thought was going to happen isn't happening anymore. This experience that's happening right now is teaching you that what you've done is wrong. You need to change course, or there's another opportunity that's staring you right in the face. Now, this means that I've got to be self-aware enough to let experiences come in and evaluate them. I can't be stubborn. I can't say, and this is a problem for a lot of traders. I can't be so stubborn that I'm going to say, this is exactly the only thing that I was looking for, and I'm not going to let experiences teach me what's going on. Now, the second thing I have to be aware of, and I'm going to emphasize trustworthy, is trustworthy people. Along the way during this month, I might deal with some of you in the chat room, Andrew Palladino or Emily or Ivan, or someone might identify a trade. These are people that I trust. Inside the chat room, I might view some of your trades that you're taking and say, well, gosh, I'm gonna be flexible enough to look at what Andrew's doing, and I'm gonna allow myself to consider his point of view that, say, currency pair X or Y is ready for a move. Now, this is all this is all really different than what we've been taught as traders in the past. But it's important along the way, if I set a goal, that the goal is the most important, that achieving that goal, getting to that result is the most important thing. Along the way, I'm going to have experiences, and I'm going to hear from people that I know I can trust because they've done this before. They've taken a trend trade before, and I'm going to work together with them, and I'm going to be flexible along the way. Now, the other thing that's important to remember is accountability. Now, usually accountability, and in the book it's described self-accountability. Usually accountability is viewed as one word, but you can split it into two. And I like splitting it into two because you have your account, right? Haha. And you have ability. I like those two words. I like feeling empowered that we're able to do things. And I like taking an account or taking stock or being self-aware enough to evaluate my own performance. And what this means is that there's a big difference between blame and personal responsibility. I'm not going to write out the whole word. You can hear me say it. Blame and personal responsibility. Along the way during this month, as I'm trying to achieve the goal of taking 10 big trend trades, everything that happens might not be my fault. Broker goes down, or some kind of economic event is unforeseen. Not my fault. But I have to take personal responsibility for all of it. And once we take personal responsibility, once we are fully taking responsibility for everything that happens inside of our trading account, once that is 100% our own responsibility, and it's not anybody else's It might be somebody else's fault, but it's our responsibility. Once we view everything that happens inside of our trading account as our personal responsibility, and we take account of the actions that we've taken and the things that we've done, and we take personal responsibility for it, you might say, not everything is within my sphere of control, but everything that is happening to me right now is my responsibility. That's when great things begin to happen, because I start to say, all right, it's not my fault that the Mexican peso didn't set up for a trade, or it stopped out 3 times or whatever. It's not my fault, but it's my responsibility to do something about it. Let me give you an example of this. Let's say the Mexican peso breaks out in one direction going up, and it stops out. Okay, that's a bummer. Then let's say it drops down and it stops out. That's a bummer. Now it's stopped out 2 times and I'm really frustrated. I know I would feel this way. And then let's say it breaks out again, and I'm sitting there on the fence and I'm saying, all this stuff happened to me. I'm a victim. I'm so sorry and sad that this happened. That's going to affect my ability to take that third trade. But what if that third trade is the really big one? I have to take personal responsibility that this is my system and I've tested it and it's time to act. And I might feel bad about stuff that isn't my fault, but I have to take personal responsibility for taking that next trade. So when you think about setting your goals, think about ways that you can build in flexibility. How are you going to allow experiences to affect the way that you think during the month? And what people are you going to trust to influence you as you go through the month? And how are you going to structure time into your day as you go along to take personal responsibility for the things that are happening? For instance, right now, I need to sit down and run through the charts. I'm not feeling well this week. I need to take personal responsibility. It's not my fault I'm sick today. It's my responsibility, however, to sit down in front of the computer and run through the charts that might be ready for a trend trade. That's my responsibility, and I'm going to do it right now. All right, we'll see you tomorrow with another member lesson. I love you all so much. Thanks for being here.